What's popping, y'all? We back at it again. Fury. We got Tim. We got Josh. Blessing us with their guest co-host. We got Fogman Duel in the house. What's going on, fellas?
What's up, man?
I was happy this week. You know, I was afraid. You know, Seahawks pulled the win. Go Seahawks! And it seems that we get a nice, good addition to the O-line. Although, yeah, he's 12 years in, but it's better than nothing. All right, enough about me and the Seahawks. Tim, Josh, Fogman Duel. What it do?
I mean, hey Sam, what's going on? Did the NFL wanted to be like the NBA this week and just have nothing but trade go on? There's nothing but trade. I mean, this was the most probably action that I saw in a long time of trades.
I think Adam Schefter rubbed off the keys on his cell phone after this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I was like, wow. I got excited myself. I was like, come on, Jerry, do something. Just a match. Everybody's over, but all gonna get.
You thought you were gonna get 10 new free agents, didn't you? 10 new sides, 2 new trades.
11. I go 11. One more. One more. I say 11. I wanted to owe Jerry for a minute, but then I said, you know what? It makes sense. So, but let's start out. With supposedly the best team in the NFC with the best record. Look, we even got corporate, not regular Fogman. We got corporate Fogman with the tie and the shirt on. The Eagles are 7-1, looking good. He got the shirt on, trying to look good. I'm feeling. The Eagles went out and looked good to some, getting Ajayi with a 4th-round pick. Now, Shim, everybody knows I'm a Cowboys fan. Everybody knows I can't stand nobody in the NFCs, but I will keep it real as I can. And I'm going to keep this very real. That was as an NFL fan, it didn't make any sense. You got a running back who is a faster version of a Garrett Blount. The move, in my opinion, they should have made was the move the Seattle Seahawks made and get Dwayne Brown, the left tackle. Last week against the 49ers, according to Pro Football Focus, the 49ers were number 4 giving quarterback pressure. If we didn't watch the Eagles game last week, you saw Carson Wentz get knocked on his butt the whole first half. Now, offense started making a lot of bad decisions with the football, which was led to turnovers. What I'm saying is, Jason Peters being down, that's a big thing. Ajayi is not going to make the run game any better if the offensive line is not producing, in my opinion. It's a crowded backfield. The man has knee injury problems. He hasn't played a full 16 games yet at all. He only had 1 great season. And again, you mortgage your draft picks. All you got now is a 1st-round pick, 2 4ths, a 5, 6, and 7. You're not the Patriots. So I got to say.
You know, I'm kind of like seesawing with the decision and the acquisition of Ajayi over to the Eagles, because when you look at last year, a lot of people are going to bring up his fantasy aspect about how he had those 3 200-yard games, and that's exactly the problem. He had 2 of those 200-yard games against the Buffalo Bills, whose run defense last year was god-awful, and then it came against the Steelers, who can be known to have those games where they're streaky and allow big games to running backs. And that right there shows you, if he had 1,200 rushing yards last season and he got half of those yards in 3 games, is he really consistent or is he more of a streaky back? Pull up his PFR records and you'll see that most of his games, he's ranging from about 40 yards, 70 yards, 60, 45, 48, 51. I mean, he's only had 200-yard games this year. You can bring up the Miami offense and the offensive line itself, but if you're and this is what, you know, why I also look at the positive side of it, because it can be good for Philly. I do believe they had a couple of 4th-round picks this year coming up in 2018, if I'm correct on that. But so to me, it seems like they had an expendable 4th-round pick. And then if you're looking at this in now position right now for the 2017 season, you're looking at the Eagles, you're looking at the rest of the schedule, you're actually looking at the NFC as a whole. Why not? Why not try to get a running back who actually might have maybe just a sense of like urgency inside of him to say, hey, new home. These guys are most likely, trending as the best team in the NFC. I like where this line is. I like the offense. I especially love having Carson Wentz as the guy in front of me now and protecting. So you never know how this could be. It could be a great change of pace for both the Ajayi and the Eagles. It could be great for the Miami Dolphins. As you can see, Gaze is not happy with the starters there, the stars, and he wants to get rid of that. He wants to try to change the face. It could work out for both, and that's why I kind of lean on the positivity side for the Eagles. It's like, hey, why not? It's a fourth rounder. It could work out for you for a damn well good couple years. We do know about the bone-on-bone grinding in the knee, and that's what worries me as personally as a fan. I wouldn't want him, but for a fourth rounder, it's, hey, roll the dice. Why not? I mean, it could work out very well for them in the end. I understand what you mean about a little bit of a crowded backfield, but you're more looking now as focusing on Ajayi and LeGarrette Blount being a tandem, while Smallwood is probably going to be like that little Swiss Army knife kind of factor where they'll kind of plug him in almost like a Chris Thompson type of role on those passing downs. So, you know what? I honestly, I was a hater at first about it because of where he is as a running back and as a whole. But Doolin Fox, I'll let you take over. I honestly think this might be a good trade overall for the Eagles, to be honest with you.
Well, in my opinion, it's a fantastic trade for Philadelphia. And I understand the concern with the left tackle situation and Peters going down, but Peters will be back next year. And this is a long-term decision. This isn't a short-term fix. And Ajayi is a Blunt and Smallwood combination running back. He can run in between the tackles. He can also be a good receiving back. So in that aspect, you had 3 fourth-round picks. You gave up Minnesota's fourth-round pick that you got in a steal for Sam Bradford. You can't go wrong with that. And let's face the facts. He ran for over 1,200 yards last year, Josh, echoing your sentiments, in 3 or 4 games. Almost 60% of his statistics came in those games. He did that between the 22nd best run blocking offensive line. This year, they're at 30. So it's been a shit run blocking offensive line for him. They couldn't block traffic, let alone block for him at this point. So I think it's an awesome trade for them, considering the fact that they have a top 10 run blocking offensive line. He may actually get the opportunities and find the holes that he needs. Yes, injuries are concerned, but at the end of the day, you still got 2 other running backs that you can fall back on and possibly rely on. You've got the 3rd best rushing attack in the NFL right now. This is a huge upgrade of a guy that can actually take 60 to 70% of the snaps, as opposed to the juggling act that's been going on in that backfield thus far.
Look, you already know my feelings about the Philadelphia Eagles. I do think they're the best team in the NFC, hands down, by far. And they just made the gap a little wider. I like the aggressive moves by the front office to get Ajayi. Like you said, they had a few 4th rounders, so giving up 1 isn't going to be a big deal for them, honestly. I said in the offseason, they need to get Carson Wentz some playmakers in the backfield and on the perimeter. And they did, but the thing about the perimeter is I think Alshon Jeffrey's on a 1-year deal. I think Torrey Smith is also on a 1-year deal. So I think LeGarrette Blount was also on a 1-year deal. Like, he had a lot of 1-year deal type, kind of like prove it and see type deals. I think Ajayi is going to be there for a while, and he brings a different element to the run game. Did they need to get him? No, but at the same time, you can't take anything for granted. What are they now, 6-1, 7-1? You never know in the NFL how big your window is. So if you're 7-1 right now, gotcha, 7-1. You don't know how big your window is. So if this is your time now, you got to make those moves now. You don't know if this is going to happen next year in the future. So I don't blame Philadelphia for the trade. I actually don't blame Miami for the trade either. Yeah, you would think Jay Ajayi, he didn't have a lot of explosive plays like that he did last season, this season with them. I think it was a matter of scheme and blocking. I think it'll thrive a little more in Philadelphia because of Carson Wentz and the threat in terms of the pass that open up the run. Nothing against Jay Cutler, but he's not Carson Wentz. And although they do have weapons in Miami, if your quarterback isn't really about much, that kind of nullifies those weapons. So good trade overall. I like it.
All right. Well, it brings us up to now the next topic.
I don't mean to
cut to it.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to cut you off. I just want to remind everybody, if you want to dial in, say with your chest, if there's any question you guys have, dial in at 718-313-5155. Sorry about that, Tim. Go ahead.
I'm watching you, Sean. I'm watching you. This brings that'll just let us to the next topic right there. Did Miami Dolphins do the right thing by making this trade? And I'm gonna say yes, they did. Yes, they did make the right choice. What has this man done for the Miami Dolphins? He has done nothing. Nothing for them. You had the coach Adam Gates who came up there and said, I don't need players, hint, to not do their homework, not do their assignment, not read their playbook. We're talking about a head coach, Adam Gates, who's calling out the superstar Ajayi, the J train, as they call, which means, a lot of trains, when they don't work, they go to the junkyard. You understand what I'm saying? I'm trying to be respectful, Shim. So, by me saying that, Miami Dolphins got a 4th-round pick. That's 2 AFC teams, AFC East teams, who robbed the Philadelphia Eagles, the Buffalo Bills, and the Miami Dolphins. The Miami Dolphins now got another draft pick off a guy who have a knee injury. Now, no disrespect. I don't want no harm for the young man. I wish everybody has a great career, but let's keep this real. You gave a 4th-round pick for a running back you Miami can't keep at all. You basically took away somebody else's problems. This guy was doing something special for Miami, and he woke up one morning like Collins Jr. and went to the Browns. This guy was playing horrible regardless. Hey, wait, don't Fury do fantasy football here? Don't we come out and didn't any of us come out and say, damn, Jay Ajayi is a bust this year in the 1st round. But now he go to Philadelphia. Everybody want to take their Facebook Live, just like this. Oh, Jay Ajayi, Philadelphia Eagles. No, Miami Dolphins won the trade. They got a draft pick back. Okay, the same draft pick they drafted for Jay Ajayi. They said, here, Philadelphia, we got something in return. They won this one.
I don't know. I think it could be a win-win situation, like I said, Tim. I don't know. I don't think can you really sit here and say who won the trade? I mean, it's a day after the trade just happened. We haven't even seen the guy running green yet. So we'll have to see what Miami eventually does with that 4th-round draft pick. It could be used on a back such as a Kareem Hunt and be, hey, it worked out for both, or it could be used on another sketchy kind of linebacker like Jerry Reese would go for, and Clint Sintum from Virginia Tech, and he plays virtually like 5 total games in his career, and it was the worst fourth round pick you could have gone for. So, you know what? I'm not ready to throw in the towel on either squad. Like I said, this could eventually help Philadelphia in the short term. And I was just looking at future draft picks. It looks like Philly will end up with that 4th rounder. It was conditional based on if the pick would transfer. If Eric Rowe plays in fewer than 50% of the Patriots' defensive snaps in either 16 or 17, which I believe is going through with them. And then in the 5th round, it looks like the Eagles have 3 5th-rounders right after that. So they can stack just as easily, Tim. I wouldn't say they're in the hurt. So,
well, he's talking about Miami winning, and we're talking about a team that since 2008 has only had 2 winning seasons. So let's not act like this team's going to know what to do with draft picks. They draft picks with them. Yeah, 2008. Tim, go ahead, take a look at the records.
I have to look at it. I mean,
yeah, they don't win. Miami doesn't win. And Philadelphia's been winning. No Super Bowl, but okay, they winning records.
49ers.
winning divisions. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. What Dallas doing the last 20 years? Yeah, that's what I thought. 22 years.
More rings than you. More rings than you.
Okay, that's fine. And you're banking your rings on your high school career. So come on, cut it out, Tim. Yeah, this guy nonsense with the rings. The last time Dallas won a ring, he was wearing an 8-ball jacket. I don't want to hear shit. Get out of here. Dallas and rings. Listen, Miami.
Microsoft 95 was just introduced around the
Wait a minute. And you know what? The Little House on the Prairie was still the hottest show on TV to this day, and y'all still didn't won.
Look, Miami doesn't win until we see what they turn that draft pick into, until we see what they turn this team into, because at the start of the season, the Dolphins actually thought they had something. And it's completely blown up in their face right now. And now they're looking to tear it apart and rebuild. So this wasn't supposed to be a rebuilding year. So they got to compile draft picks, and we'll see what Gase is able to do going forward with that shoddy front office that the Dolphins have had over the last decade. But no, I can't to say the Dolphins lost. I'm not going to say they lost, but given what their expectations were of themselves this season, yeah, it's an L, and they're going to have to wear that.
And how do you guys feel like while we're on the reference of Miami, how do you feel someone like Jarvis Landry is going to play out the rest of the season now? Because this is a guy where he was being tabloid, blatantly in the media about possibly going to, along with Ndamukong Suh. And then, his BFF Odell's trying to tweet him saying, hey, let's try to make this work. Obviously, it's never going to, but that kind of, messes with your emotions as a person a bit. You're like, oh, there might be a chance. And now, oh, shit, I'm stuck in Miami still. This is the worst thing in the world. Do you think he's going to be like half-assed with his routes and now like no heart, not playing with Matt Moore and Jay Cutler? Or do you feel like he's worried about his contract next year?
No, that's why he wants to get paid. So he's going to do whatever he has to do to get paid.
Yeah,
that means balling out. It's a weird situation in Miami, right? Because they were a playoff team last season. Things looked up for them. Tannehill tears his ACL. Okay, you go and get Jay Cutler. I still think that was a bad idea because Jay Cutler at best is a 1-year stopgap. He's not playing next season. He's going to play this season. So imagine bringing that type of energy onto a team which just had a playoff run. They were 11-5 last season, and you're bringing on a guy who doesn't want to play football, who's playing for $10 million, right? I would imagine $10 million will make us do a lot of strange things that we don't really want to do. But still, there are 52 other guys on the team, and it's manifesting. The fact that they're 4-3 right now is very surprising, given how bad they look on offense. They just got thumped on Thursday Night Football 40-0. That was pathetic. And this is still a 4-3 team. It's still a shot. And it blows my mind. So no, I think Landry's gonna play. Hard. He wants to get paid. So does Odell Beckham. So does most of these younger guys who got contracts coming up. They get paid. Simple as that.
I mean, I think it was I agree with Dello, but he's gonna play safe, where he's not gonna take. He's gonna watch his body, try to go out healthy. I'm sure he sees that this is probably an unhealthy situation going on because he was one of the star players being called out by Adam Gase. Okay, the GM already said Ross came out and said that he is going to release Ndamukong Suh next year in the offseason. So when you have a GM coming out calling you out, and the star name players saying, "Well, I'm not here long term. I want to get this big money." I've been clear of the domestic violence issue over the summer, so it's right now. It's gonna be about me. I'm gonna play into my ability, my team and other teams at the same time. Make sure I'm healthy. And with Odell Beckham Jr. being his best friend, I'm pretty sure he's going to say, well, look, take my advice. Look at me right now. So Jarvis Landry, the Miami Dolphins are going to fall. I was one to say the Miami Dolphins will be one of the teams to make the playoff. It's done. It's over. The head coach really put this team down. All right, you're naming players that the GM already said the players he's gonna cut next year. They're not gonna keep Jarvis Landry. He's still out there. Kenny Still is probably the only receiver to earn his paycheck and still playing ball the way he's supposed to be playing ball. It's done deal.
All right, what's our next topic, Timmy? Are we going to bring it down to Kelvin?
Well, we're going off with the more NBA/NFL trade. The Kelvin Benjamin to the Buffalo Bills for a 3rd-round pick. Oh, my God. Listen, tomorrow I might see Hobbs at the game. I don't know yet, but Buffalo Bills fans, I'm going to tell you this. Wow. This is what I'm talking about. I've been trashing the AFC East for a long time, saying you gotta make moves. You can't stand still with the Patriots there. Do you know what the Buffalo Bills just said? They just stood up to the bully, to the Patriots. It was like, you guys ever seen Different Strokes? You familiar with that? Okay, we had Arnold and the Gooch. Was the rest of the AFC East. The Gooch was the Patriots. The Buffalo Bills say, you know what, Gooch? We're going to make a deal too. We're going to trade a 3rd-round pick for a wide receiver. Not bad. Not saying Kelvin Benjamin is a tier 1 guy, but he's 3 times better when they had since Andre Reed. I'm sorry to say. So, with that being said, Buffalo Bills are that playoff team. They coming. They coming. Listen, not bad. You got Kelvin Benjamin, Jordan Matthew. You got your rookie in Zay Jones. Okay. You got your other receiver last week. I forgot it. Sorry. Apologies. He went busy last week against his former team. Andre Holmes. There you go. You got some over 6'4", 6'5" receivers there. With a little bit of speed with Brandon Tate and Zay Jones. Damn. Buffalo Bills is coming. They're coming.
Oh, hold on. I got to replay that for you. One second.
I don't think so, Tim.
We're talking about the Buffalo Bills, Tim. The Buffalo Bills. Did they not just this offseason trade for Jordan Matthews? And what happened to him? Oh, my pinky. Oh, my ribs. Okay. They had just in 2014, they went for Sammy Watkins. How did that work out? Now I'm supposed to believe a guy that just entered preseason this year at 285, 290, that looks like he was in his 3rd trimester in Carolina, that he's going to magically come along in Buffalo and be the amazing red zone reception machine that Tyrod Taylor has just been missing this whole time. He's magically going to make the Buffalo Bills into this just number 1 power. Kelvin Benjamin. Come on now. What has he really done this year? Come on, man. Done talking about Kelvin Benjamin. That defense, if anything, is winning Buffalo these games this year. Not that offense.
I give you that.
And McCoy. I give it to
Come on,
McCoy.
but you're sitting here celebrating Mr. Overweighted. You know, this guy came into camp looking like a left tackle. Let's talk about how great of a receiver he is. He's not even the best receiver on his team. Christian McCaffrey has 49 receptions and 2 touchdowns. Kelvin Benjamin, the number 1 wide, has 32 receptions and 2 touchdowns. Like you're getting out caught by somebody on your own team. Let's look other players. Duke Johnson has more receptions and almost as many touchdowns as Kelvin Benjamin. Jack Doyle. You know who Jack Doyle is, Tim? He's got more receptions, 10 more to be exact. So James White, the running back in New England, has more receptions. This guy is a bum. He is a bust. And Buffalo got nothing. Now I know everybody, all these sportscasters talking about, I don't understand why Carolina got rid of him. He isn't doing shit, and he's gonna want to get paid. Get rid of him now. You got a 3rd round you stole from Buffalo. He stole a third-round pick. You're talking about, I need all these AFC East teams need to make moves. You stole a third-round pick from the Bills for Kelvin, a.k.a. Snacks Benjamin now. Like, really? What success? Where's Buffalo actually going to do something now? All they did was get a guy that could, if he could block, he's going to be on the line, but he can't even block.
Corporate Fogman, I think your phone went off.
No, my phone didn't go off.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That was my phone.
They're trying to blow up a trade for something in Detroit right now. I see what's going on.
Ever since Jay Ajayi went to the Eagles, all of a sudden Fogman's a suit and tie, 7-1, he's looking really good. Put some Brew on.
I'm looking as good as that record.
Look.
As good as that record. Hold on a second.
Right-hand man to Howie. Let's do this.
Oh, Kelvin Benjamin, the Buffalo Bills.
That guy. That's what we were on.
That guy.
You know, when I say Buffalo Bills and Kelvin Benjamin, it fits because they're both jokes, to be honest with you.
It's like a Greek sandwich.
Buffalo can help at left tackle or tight end, and hey, we got it. Look, Kelvin Benjamin. This is the same guy. He's 6'5". He's around 250-ish on a good day. He's not fast. He ran a 4.6 40, and he said something like, "Oh, I ran it on purpose so I'd fall to the Panthers." Well, if that's even true, they just traded you, bro. That's got to be kind of demoralizing if that is true, that you ran a slow. And by the way, I don't think that's true at all. I just think he's a slow guy. And he dominated Florida State because he's 6'5" and just out-muscled. You can't do that in the NFL. He gets zero separation. All of his balls are basically kind of these 50-50 jump balls, which at 6'5", yeah, he probably can jump a little bit. I'm not impressed with the trade. I see why Buffalo wanted to do it. I guess they wanted to kind of load up on receivers for Tyrod Taylor. But I don't know if you want to load up on this receiver. From Carolina's standpoint, they have a slower, bigger receiver in Devin Funchess. Why have another one? So I'm pretty sure if the shoes were turned and it was Devin Funchess going, I'd say the same thing. And I'm a Michigan guy, and Devin Funchess is a slow wide receiver, along with Kelvin Benjamin, and that's what Carolina was prodding out on offense, which is why they were bad on offense last year. They weren't fast. They got no separation. So, yeah, Christian McCaffrey as a running back is a better receiver. Curtis Samuel's probably going to be a better receiver, and he's kind of a gadget player too. So I don't think Carolina's going to miss him terribly, and I don't think Buffalo's going to benefit greatly from this. What is Buffalo? 6-2, right? Yeah, they got plenty of time to go 7-9 like they normally do. No worries.
5-2 for Buffalo currently.
Oh, 5-2? Yeah, they got plenty of time to go 6-10 or 7-9. Seems about right.
Disgusting.
Well, Tim, if we're on the topic of Carolina, do you feel they're a playoff team without Kelvin now?
No, they did. Of course they're not, Shim.
Oh,
of course they're not.
Oh,
wait, hold up. You want me to give you a preview? You want me to give you a preview? This is a preview. Look, this is Cam Newton. Look. I can't look at you guys right now for the game we just lost because that is inappropriate. What you say? I mean, let's keep it real. Aaron Rodgers can afford to lose somebody. Tony Romo, if he was playing, could afford to lose somebody. Matthew Stafford can afford to lose somebody. Eli Manning, my God, plays and can afford to lose somebody. This man, Cam Newton, is fraud. I don't care what any of y'all say. The man has a bad attitude. Give all the little boys and girls touchdown with a nice, bright, shining teeth. It's Facebook Live. But the minute you lose a game, the hook comes on, your head is down, and you're like this.
But what does that have to do with Kelvin Benjamin?
Hey! Do not interrupt me, Fogman. It's my turn. And again,
make some damn sense.
The Panthers lost the Panthers lost Kelvin Benjamin. Here's the thing. You got Curtis Samuel. You have Funches. I know Kyle, who is the NFL draft specialist and 2MW, is going to break that down when he speaks. Funches was a tight end from Michigan, turned into a wide receiver. He was surprisingly on that offense this year. Kelvin Benjamin playing. I want to see how he does without him now. McCaffrey is more of a wide receiver, more of a slot wide receiver than a running back like James Stewart. So, who else you got? Russell Shepard, Ed Dixon, and then you got all of that with no leadership and Cam Newton. The Carolina Panthers are falling. They're gonna fall. And mark my words, I'm gonna say here, Cam Newton will request a trade. Request to be out of there by next year. Do I blame him? 50-50. His attitude don't make it any better. But management purely sucks. And I'm going to say one thing. I've been mad at Carolina when they had Akeem Nicks as a free agent wide receiver and they brought him in for a workout. He was probably the best thing that Cam could have used to sign him. Management is garbage, but it doesn't make it any better when you have a quarterback who is not a leader.
Yeah, I guess we'll really get to see how he plays this out now with Cam. But I'm in the boat with Cam and not being such a great quarterback like he's usually praised. Statistically, he's had that one great MVP season, and after that, he's kind of like Jameis Winston in a sense, where he's just streaky. He can have really good games, and then he can go right back to reverting to, nothing, 0 touchdowns and a 3 interception game, and just look like he's down on himself and not really into it anymore. But trying to glance over the schedule, trying to glance over the NFC records, I could see Panthers finishing about around the 9-7 record. That would be finishing around 4-4, I believe, for the remainder of the year. But you still got in there divisional opponents and 2 Falcons, 1 against the Bucs and the Saints. Those are always going to be tough, whether or not the Falcons, are not the same team from last year. I mean, they're going to play in tough divisional opponents, always do. I could see the Dolphins being a win, obviously, with how depleted they are and the rebuilding phase they're getting into, and at the Jets. So 9-7 with the way it sits, they could possibly be a wild card team, depending on how, that NFC West pans out, because you got a couple teams at 5-2 right now as well, with the Panthers at 5-3. And then the Vikings and, the NFC North could be a little interesting in the next remaining half of the schedule, because either one of those teams, you can see the Lions making a run, or you could see the Vikings fizzling out after. Who knows? Anybody could tank. So do I see them being a playoff team? Potentially as a wild card, yes. Do I see them being a good playoff team? Not really at all. They're relying on that defense way too much to win in the games. And with the way that offense is producing, and you haven't seen much from Cam ever since Greg Olsen has went down. It really hasn't been too pretty for Cam and his wide receiver options. So, I really can't see that defense carrying him for too much throughout the season. And with Cam's attitude and his, the way he progresses on the field after a bad play, it doesn't seem he can erase it from his mentality. And that's what really kills him a lot, is his own mental.
Well, that offense has no identity either. They don't know whether they want to run the ball, throw the ball. Let's commit to McCaffrey. Let's commit to Stewart. They really have. There's no identity on that offense. That defense is truly saving them.
So I'm just gonna keep it short because we got other topics. I do think they're still a playoff team. Yeah.
Do you think they get anywhere in the playoffs?
No, I think they're a one and done. I do think they're a playoff team, though. I can see them winning 10 games. I don't think they're going deep, though, now.
Yeah, if anything, I think they just squeezed in as a wild card, honestly.
I think they got too many issues on offense still, but they have enough offense to get them through. Again, look at their division.
Yeah, that's the thing that helps. The Saints are red hot right now, though, so.
Just a reminder, the number to dial in 718-313-5155.
And I want to add in Shim real quick. And again, Cam got skills. He has the skills everybody wants in a quarterback. It's the mental aspect. It's the whole thing, how he's going to carry his team. That's the problem. I don't want a quarterback to go in the press conference and have even though it's a press conference, how are you in the huddle? How are you getting these guys prepared? Next man up. He's not a superstar. Curtis Samuel is a running back who's now learning how to play wide receiver out of Ohio State, who, again, our 2MW draft analyst, Cal, right here, has told us about Curtis Samuel at Ohio State. Got a lot of blue-collar guys. You now got to be this leader and take these guys to the next level. If you're going to be like this with the hoodie on, how do you think I feel about you on the field? Are you the type to say, well, I'm running my plays, or what are you doing? No. You got to be there and get in that ass and tell them how this should be done. Right now, you don't have a Josh Norman in the secondary. You don't have that. You have a banged-up Luke Kuechly who can barely stay on the field now with the concussions. You have a Thomas who can play with broken ribs. You have a Shaq Thompson who was what was he, Kyle? A second-round pick, a third-round pick to an older veteran and a hurt veteran. I mean, my God, what deep? It's not the Carolina Panthers defense I saw in the Super Bowl. Not at all. Not even close. Cam Newton has to step up as the leader. And I don't mean a leader where you're popular, you're giving footballs to the fans, you're dancing, you're doing one of these. No. You got to be a leader to say, hey, we lost one of our guys. Next man up. We're not going to look back. We're going to look forward to the next game. And that's it. That's all to it. To reiterate what you were saying about Jameis Winston, yeah. I don't ever want to hear, just put this out right here. I don't ever want to hear quarterback of race don't have weapons. That man is loaded. There's no way why the Buccaneers are where they at right now. Just want to add that in right there.
I feel you.
Mind-boggling.
26th ranked defense. That's why they're where they are.
Oh, the offense is moving the ball. I can see.
They've had injuries to McCoy all year.
Keep it real. I mean,
Hargreaves has been out. I mean, it's been pretty trash over there. Yeah, they looked promising on paper right from the beginning, and I thought they would be one of the better teams coming out of the South this year, along with the Falcons, but hasn't been standing out too much.
The Browns, Shim. The Browns had AJ Maccarron in their lap. This is a guy, I'm not saying superstar, but I'm saying a guy that Hugh Jackson likes. He helped mentor him for 3 years. When AJ Maccarron had to come in the playoffs for Andy Dalton, that playoff game, he won that one. It was the rest of the team who lost it for him when they decided to get penalties, costly penalties, that the Bengals lost the game. We cannot lie about that. That's live. Hill and Burfict messed that game up. Okay? McCarron. The Bengals were like, yeah, we give you him. Give us our draft pick. Here's the fax machine. Hit Dolly. The fax machine the fax is coming. The phone call. The Browns didn't get awarded of the draft of the trade because nobody faxed, nobody made a phone call. This one tells you how bad the Browns are. It's not just the players. It's the whole organization from top to bottom. I mean, my God. Did we start the show tonight? Did we? Hey, listen, didn't we start the show on time today? Yes, we did. When one is doing one thing, the other will pitching the other thing, right, Shim?
That's right.
Right?
That's right.
Sean? I mean, my God, we are better than the Browns right now. We communicated better than the Browns. How dare an NFL organization make a trade move and not responsible enough to fax over documents or make a freaking phone call for a guy? What was y'all doing? Well, a new TV show came on, you started recording the TV show? Or what? Y'all was Facebook Live doing this again and again and again? I mean, and you know what? I'm kind of pissed off. I wish Hugh Jackson got the trade in because finally he would have got the quarterback he wanted. And I, my opinion only, I think AJ Maccarron would have spread that ball out more. Because again, Kaiser, a rookie throwing to nobody, is not going to get you any better. But a veteran quarterback can get you something.
Honestly, with the Browns front office, they were probably sitting in their war room, you know, in the meeting room, just sitting back with a J, like going over Josh Gordon tapes from the past, like, yo, look at what this would have been if you could have been I, you know what I'm saying? And then, yo, did you check to see if that call went through?
No,
totally spaced out, Tim. They totally spaced out.
Seriously,
it's not even, Tim, it's not even fun anymore, though. Like, how long have we been doing this with the Browns? Since 99? It's not even fun anymore. Like, I'm seriously depressed making fun of them. It hurts me that this is an actual reality in our world on Earth in 2017 in a professional football league, that we have a team that has a list like Santa Claus's scroll of kids, of quarterbacks that they've had at starter. This guy actually could have been one of those guys that he was one of those ones that just give him the death penalty. I'm done with the Browns, man. The logo's ugly. The color's ugly. The team is ugly. They're just stupid. I hate them. They didn't even show up to the pro day. Their scouts are getting high just watching player profiles from 2012 of JG. I don't know, Tim. I hate it. It's embarrassing.
Hey, I just gotta give a quick shout out to Copper Sci-Fi on the YouTube channel. He said he just gave in his predictions for the Super Bowl: Eagles versus the Bills. Agree or disagree?
Disagree? Are you kidding me? It's the fucking Bills. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He must be from Buffalo.
Excuse me.
There's no fucking way.
Next question.
Are you kidding me right now? Wait, Sean, you interrupted the show for that? The Bills?
I was about to go on a great rant about the Browns, and you interrupted.
I still am.
Wow. Wait, I gotta answer. Wait a minute. I gotta answer. Hold on. I gotta think about
What the hell was this guy drinking tonight? That's Tim waiting for Zeke to come back from suspension.
You know what? That's the guy. Probably the guy who got caught with the Miami Dolphins with the roll up money and doing the candy thing.
Oh dear.
Look, whoever that was, I'm not trying to rail on you, but the fucking Bills, are you kidding me?
T-Mobile.
What? Like we said, Eagles. I'm like, all right, Eagles, that's rational. But the Bills? You mean the Bills that haven't made the playoffs since
Patriots?
like since 1999? What? All right, keep going. Sorry, Sean. I'm sorry.
No, your Browns rant. I'm ready for it. Let's do this.
No, Fog goes first. I got a lot to say about the Browns. I'm gonna keep it short though.
What's he to say about the Browns? It's a stain on toilet paper.
Well, you know what? I'll say this.
This is the most dysfunctional franchise in the history of sports. I mean, they've had one winning season in the last 20 years. Are you kidding me? They haven't had a good quarterback since Bernie Kosar, and he was a drunk. Come on. It's the Browns. This is par for the course. They weren't sitting back smoking anything, Josh. Some asshole in there forgot to pay the bill.
I'll just say that the Browns are worse than the fiber that comes out of our body.
Look, all right. Sean, this is a family show, right?
Give them that family.
Yeah, fuck that. It's not going to be a family show this next 5 minutes. It's really not. Because it's hit a point of me just anger. And I don't even like the Browns. I think they're a joke. And this showed they're a bigger joke. But understanding this, I'm a fan of the Detroit Lions. And in case you haven't paid attention, Detroit Lions have been pretty bad the last, 50 years. And, only team to go 0-16. Matt Millen was the GM. So talk about dysfunction. Talk about a horrible roster. I mean, go back to that 0-16 team. You had Calvin Johnson in, I think his second season, and that was it in terms of talent. They were bad. They're just god-awful. And, luckily for the Lions' fortunes, they turned that around quickly. 3 years later, they're a playoff team, right? They try not to inundate the NFL for too long with ineptitude. It seems like the Browns don't care. It seems like they're like, nah, we'll just be bad for as long as we want to be, which has been the whole damn existence since they came back to the NFL. It's got to be disheartening as a Browns fan to know that this is the same team who packed up, went to Baltimore, won Super Bowls, and when they bring the Browns back, they're terrible. They've never been good. They go 10-6 one season, don't make the playoffs. That's the Browns. That's their fortune, right? 10-6 is a good record, and you don't make the playoffs. Allow me to draw an analogy to what happened yesterday. It was disgusting. Gentlemen on the panel, we got viewers out there. What do you guys do for a living? Just really quickly, tell me what you do for a living.
Tax and finance.
Okay.
Retail management.
All right.
Facilities engineer or commissioning agent.
Mm-hmm. Tim?
I'm sorry. Repeat that again.
What do you do for a living, Tim?
This shouldn't be too hard.
It shouldn't be hard. Go to work.
I can explain it
I'm
for
an
you.
executive.
Just say retired.
Retired from the game.
All right. Yeah, he's Jerry Jones' right hand.
Don't mention that song. I'm in the game.
Here's the thing, Fogs. You said you're in retail management, correct?
Yep.
Let's say your boss comes to you one day and says, hey, Fogs, great job. You're doing good. Hey, check it out. I want to give you a raise, right? And I want to give you a significant raise. And, all you have to do for me is sign this piece of paper and give it back to me within the next 24 hours, right? What's the first thing you would do?
Signing that piece of paper in front of him and giving it back to him before he leaves.
How hard is this? How? All you had to do was make one phone call to the league office, and yet, I don't know when they got the trade, officially, but you knew when the deadline was. You knew at 4:00 Eastern to make the damn phone. Before that Panthers trade was done somewhere. I think they said the Panthers trade was done at 3:58 p.m. They got it done. Because there are multiple lines there, so you can't say, oh, we got a busy time. No, you didn't, because there's multiple lines, right? How hard is this? Jesus Christ. If they go 0-16, they deserve it. They deserve it. They absolutely deserve it.
They had an intern working it, and he was on the hold with the league off. He's like, oh, it's the hold music again. Barry, what do you want me to do? He's like, hang on. You want me to hang up? All right.
I Googled the Denver Broncos front office phone number just for shits and giggles about a possible trade for Tony Romo back when we did the Fury show back in May. I Googled it, fucking around with Tim. Called them, and somebody answered. So you're going to tell I could get through to an NFL team, but they couldn't?
Yeah, I've done it before, too.
And
my receptionist.
Let me add this before I'm done with my rant. Because there are a lot of losers here. First of all, the Bengals are losers. They were sitting there thinking, oh, we get a 2 and a 3, and all I got to do is give up our backup quarterback who, if he goes to Cleveland, is going to suck anyway. So yeah, it's an easy 2-3. AJ Maccarron's sitting there like, I don't know if he's a winner or a loser in this case because first of all, it's the damn Browns, but maybe he wants to play football, right? Maybe he doesn't want to be a backup to the Red Rifle anymore. But who's the biggest loser out of all this? Deshaun Kaiser's the biggest loser out of all of this because they benched him twice, and now they were going to trade for a quarterback, and that didn't go through. That's the reason why he's playing right now. You done benched this guy 2 times now, right? Well, and it's not like you got anything better on your roster. So everyone's a loser all around, and it's all because of the ineptitude of the Cleveland fucking Browns. I've had enough to say about them. I can't talk about them anymore.
Makes you sick.
Also, you always give us a great insight about the NFL draft coming up now. When it comes down to this now, I'm not sure if you heard the news. Sam Darnold came out and said that, breaking news, so they quote that he said that if the Browns have the number 1 pick overall, he's not coming out.
You know what?
Business decision.
Listen, that's a very Eli Manning. It's a very Eli Manning thing to do. I get, and I think it's Bush League. But goddamn, look at where he's going. Look at where he's potentially going.
Yep.
Do any of us wish that upon anyone? No. No, I don't wish that upon a quarterback to go to Cleveland where they're going to be bad for a while.
I want to tell you this. Can I say a story real quick? I was fortunate to go to the Cleveland Browns Stadium and watch the Cowboys last year with Ronald Christopher, good friend. And what happened was when I went down there, I'm gonna tell you this: I've never seen how many fans just throw away tickets. I mean, it was Cowboys fans all over the place. Fans, and if you go to Philadelphia, even though I can't stand that city when going to a game or the NFL draft, they got pride. They got pride. When it comes down to the New York Giants, best believe they let you know we may stink, but your time here is gonna stink too. You go to Seattle. Sean was with us when we went to Seattle. They travel for their team. So when they travel, understand this. And Detroit too.
You got to win something to travel with your team, man.
Yeah, I mean, but the thing is pride. I mean, that's how bad that organization is. Like, you got to, I mean, you may have to convince a star player.
There's nothing to have pride in.
Just sign with us so we can, please. Because even Myles Garrett, the number 1 overall pick, who the next Jadeveon Clowney, the next great Strahan, Reggie White, whatever, the next Charles Haley or something. The man has only played 1 game. I mean, it's like, you know what? I'd rather be the coordinator than be a head coach here. So it's terrible for that stadium. It's terrible for that city.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. And you know what's funny? They have good players over there. They probably will perform better on other teams.
They've always had like a litter of great players that just they can't come together as a team on both the defensive and offensive side, and it's just a lackluster team for 2 decades.
How low my faith is in the Browns right now. If the Browns get the number 1 overall pick again, which looks very likely, by the way, I don't trust that they'll make the right decision. Let's say that Josh Rosen is some like consensus number 1 overall pick. I don't trust them to make that decision. I don't trust them to do anything good or
Would
smart.
you say Josh Allen? All right, book it.
That's something they would do.
Yeah.
So question. Hey, Kyle, I know you do your mock draft. I don't want to spoil your mock draft. I don't want to spoil it. I want to ask you this.
Okay.
I know we got Browns fans watching. Saquon Barkley, would the Browns draft the number 1 overall pick?
Yeah, they're dumb enough, so sure. Absolutely. Yeah.
In your opinion,
there's no N before the Q. Saquon.
Yes.
Tim, you're going to put respect on our future running back's name. It's Saquon. Take it up for Saquon.
I'm sorry, Shane. I'm sorry, Giants. I'm sorry.
I'm still lost on the fact that he said there's Browns fans watching. I'm
They're probably watching the highlights of Jim Brown area. I'm sorry.
What highlights?
Let's move on.
What's the next topic?
Topic. All right. Bill Belichick again robbed. He sent 2 bench players that was drafted in the 2nd round, I believe one in the 4th or 5th round, and got a 2nd and a 3rd round pick from the Colts, respectively, and the 49ers. They got a 2nd round pick. So now they pick number 34th in the draft. They will get a top 100 player next year. Jimmy Garoppolo now is with the 49ers. Kyle, I know this is your area of NFL draft. What does this say about the quarterbacks? If the 49ers know they're going to get the top 5 pick, they're going to go ahead and just draft because you know what? We'd rather take Jimmy Garoppolo. You trade a 2nd round pick after quarterback in the 1st round. Does that say anything at all to you?
No, because they could still take a quarterback with that top 5 pick. I wouldn't surprise me if they did. Look at the state of their roster. They're playing C.J. Beathard right now. If you look on the offensive side of the ball, they don't have much talent outside of Carlos Hyde. Conventional wisdom would say they traded for Garoppolo because they couldn't get Kirk Cousins, or they felt as if the guys. And by the way, like I said, there are 5 quarterbacks I have a 1st round grade on. None of those guys none of those guys should be a top 10 pick. They will be because they're quarterbacks, and quarterbacks always rise. Shout out to Mitch Trubisky. Shout out to Patrick Mahomes. All these guys rise.
I know we have one more topic to hit. We're running a little late, but Hobbs just dialed in. What's going on, Hobbs? What you got in your chest? Let us know quick.
Hey guys, how y'all doing, man?
Good.
Join the call now. I only got 2 questions for y'all, man. One, if we beat the Jets tomorrow, are we legit playoff contenders?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. Hobbs,
You think?
I may see you tomorrow, brother. Yes.
Absolutely not. It's the Jets. They're terrible.
All right. Hold up.
What's
your next
so many
question?
other good teams, like the Jets.
What about Shim?
Because it'll elevate us to 6-2. 6-2. Being 6-2, you have a way higher percentage of going to the playoffs. It's not about beating the Jets. It's about making our record 6-2. So it's not about the Jets per se. It's more about the record being 6-2.
All right. So what's your next question?
And us acquiring Kelvin Benjamin, you think because of him, Tyrod will take that next level leap and go into that either elite or bottom elite category.
What? Take the next leap from average to moderately good? Is that the leap?
Average. He's better than average. I mean, I don't know if y'all agree to that, but he is better than average.
Hobbs, let me tell you something. I know I troll you a lot, and it's on purpose. I'll give you that. But Kelvin Benjamin is going to take Tyrod Taylor anywhere upward. Are you kidding me?
It's on the weight scale.
He's going to take him downward.
I'm going to say, may I say something real quick? Hobbs,
gain weight
respectfully.
Too.
Hobbs, I'm going to say this right now. As you being a Bills fan, I want you to be excited about this because I'm going to tell you this right now. For all the disrespectfulness Tyrod Taylor has gotten his whole career, a quarterback, a lot of people want to give credit when credit is due, some don't. The man has never had a weapon outside of LaShawn McCoy. The Buffalo Bills finally gave him something better than he's ever had since Andre Reed era. That's or Eric Mose. If we want to go that far, so I'm gonna say this:
Lee Evans, Peerless Price. What?
Again, those guys went out in and out the window. I'm gonna say this right now: the Buffalo Bills against the New England Patriots. Why? They're not the same. And how? I'm gonna tell you this right now, and I mean this: if the Bills not just beat the Jets, but demolish the Jets like a good team's supposed to do, I'm gonna crown y'all the AFC East champ next week. Because the Patriots right now, listen.
NFL now? Because they won 40-0. Get out of here.
Hobbs.
Hang up the phone.
You hear me out, Hobbs. I'm going to tell you right now. The Patriots right now are falling. They're falling. Hurt. They injured.
All right, man. Yo, thanks a lot, guys. I love listening, man. Thank you.
Hobbs,
All right, Hobbs.
Hobbs, I'm telling you right now, believe in the Bills, Hobbs. Keep doing what you're doing.
I'm a believer, man, with a BILL. And last thing, man.
No doubt. Listen,
man.
The only thing I won't do, I'm not do no tables on fire, but I will support you, brother.
Yeah, that's some other stuff.
No doubt.
The Bills got plenty of time to go 7-9. Just remember that.
No doubt.
All right, thanks for
take it
joining
easy,
us,
guys.
Hobbs. All right, so I guess we're going to run into the last subject.
Well, Abdullah was talking about something, about the quarterback thing, real quick.
Just really quickly, what does that say for the 49ers? It sounds like as of today, they don't have a ton of faith in those crop of quarterbacks. However, it's 8 games left. It's no telling what's going to happen between now and these 8 games. For all I know, they let Garoppolo play, and come April, they get amnesia about why they made the trade to begin with and take a quarterback in the top 5 anyway.
And this is the greatest coach possibly in NFL history that's seen this guy practice every day, and he's letting him go. So we'll have to see what he's got.
And he has a 40-year-old quarterback. So yeah.
Yeah, exact thing. Yeah, that's pretty much the point. He has nothing else. So if he's giving him away, hey, maybe he's not too worried about it.
All right, last topic, real quick. Zeke Elliott may miss the next 6 games. Is up in the jury in the week. Let's just say he is right now. Will this be a problem for the Dallas Cowboys? Now, I'm going to let y'all speak first, and I'm going to speak last. Because I know I'm going to turn it up. Go ahead.
Well, Tim, I'll make it quick for you. My opinion since May has not changed on the Cowboys. 8-8. Looking at their schedule, you still got the Eagles twice. You got to go face the Seahawks still. The Chargers are going to be a tough matchup. And who knows how you play at Raiders Coliseum, even though they're letting up a ton of points. That's going to be another shootout with you guys. McFadden and Morris, they're going to be a good tandem. They're no slouches, but at the same time, they're not Zeke. Zeke has excellent patience and vision, and that's why he's able to utilize those tiny little freaking holes into 10, 15, possibly 50-yard runs. McFadden and Morris aren't those type of backs. They're more run around the edge and speed. McFadden or Morris is more try to burst it up the gut, up the middle with power and finesse. But 8-8, Tim, I don't possibly wild card, but 8-8, that's kind of stretching it. You got to look at least 9-7 for it. So I don't think so.
Okay, hold on. That's Josh. I'm on the list.
All right, Dula, I guess you go next.
Oh, me? Tim, I already told you how I feel about the Cowboys and how stupid they are. Because, frankly, he should have served the 6 games to start. Because the games you won would have been won without him. You would have went 3-3 regardless. You beat who? The Giants, 49ers, and I forget who the third team was. Goddamn. Those games have been won without Zeke. Come on. Now he's going to be out these 6 games that you might need the guy. Especially now that he's warmed up and he's getting back into form. I could see them going anywhere between 7-9 and 10-6. I think they'll miss the playoffs because let's look at but they're not going to win the division. Let's take that out right now. Philadelphia is going to run away with that division. But look at the wild cards. You got the LA Rams in play now. You got Seattle in play. You got those 2 teams. If you look in the South, there are 3 teams in contention. Look at the NFC North. It's a crapshoot between the Vikings and the Lions right now. I think you're going to get bumped. And you really got no one to blame but yourself. You should have let them sit the first 6 games, and you'd have been great now. But, Jerry Jones.
Dollar on the list.
I could see them going 10-6, but I don't see them making the playoffs.
Fox, careful with your words. That list is.
Oh, he can just put me on the list now because they're probably going to lose at least 5 more games. So, no, they're not going to make the playoffs. And unfortunately, let's say by some stroke of luck, they get into a tiebreaker with someone like the Falcons or the Rams. The Rams, who they already lost to, the Falcons, who they will lose to. Oh, and they lost to the Rams at home. Look, he ran. He took off. He left. What's the truth hurts, I guess. No, I'll wait till he comes back.
Running away from his problems, just like Zeke. Typical Cowboys,
I'm not
you
done
know?
shitting on him yet. And he doesn't have a lawyer like Zeke,
Gentlemen.
so he can't run.
This could have all been avoided if you just took the 6 games and left it alone.
It could have. He could have easily came out if he must have the same PR agent LeBron James had when he made the decision. Because he could have easily just came out and said, listen, I didn't do this. It's proof that I didn't do this. This woman openly admitted to lying that I didn't do this, and she was in it for something other than some type of justice, and left it at that. Listen, this is the NFL. This is not the court of law. The court of law said I'm innocent. Unfortunately, the court of Goodell said you're guilty at the end of the day, and put all the blame and focus on the NFL. Cowboys fans would have been down with that. They'd be, look, this jerk off did it. Zeke for president. Yo, there would have been no bashing of Zeke. He would have been out of the public eye. No one's even talking about him and what he was originally getting suspended for. They don't even give a shit what he was getting suspended for because it's irrelevant. So he should have done the right thing, got out in front of this, said, hey, listen, I didn't do this, but unfortunately the NFL doesn't operate with the same laws that the justice system operates with, and this is what I've got to do. And Jerry Jones should have came out and did the same thing instead of being an old, spiteful little baby.
Come on,
Tim. You got your depends on, Tim?
Spoonie Norris.
Oh, he has a solo cup. Well, watch out now.
He's going out with a bang tonight, folks.
Bravo.
He put on his Sheriff David Clark hat.
See, first of all, I want to say this to y'all right here. Y'all bunch of hypocrites. I recall time after time after time, y'all was saying, oh, that is not special. Anybody can run behind that offensive line. Fogman, look at what I'm talking to you. Do not put your head down. Second of all,
no, you lied about that because nobody.
No. I'm calling you out there, brother.
Said anybody could run behind
interrupt me. I am talking right now. You only answer when I speak to you. Do you understand me? I am the sheriff.
Don't try to put
I didn't say a word when you were talking. Because you got a sitting time. I don't need a sitting time. I am talking. I am talking. It's my turn. Can you dig it?
Tim, hurry up. Come on.
Fine. Now, let me continue what I'm about to say again. Time after time, Ezekiel Elliott is nothing special. Anybody can run behind that offensive line. Now, I'm looking at these games right here, and none of y'all need to come out and say the running game. I mean, we want Della, put your hands down when I can see them. We want to come out and say the guys just lose. And none of y'all came out and said, look, we got the Chiefs, we had the Falcons, we had the Chargers, we got the Redskins and the Giants. We got 4 freaking home games and 2 on the road. No one want to break down crap when it comes to the Cowboys at all. We just want to say it. And I'm going to say this right now. First of all, Fogman, to you, I understand Shim. Shim team is already gone. Draft. And I understand that. I was there 2004, 2015. I was there. Dollar is dollar. That's all love. That's this draft. See, you are the villain of this whole thing. The villain. You are the evil guy, the evil man. And I knew you would say some low-down crap because you ain't in first place. And I'm going to tell you this right now with my styling Versace cowboy hat on right now. And I'm going to tell you this right now, Fog Man. The Dallas Cowboys will be one game behind y'all because y'all going to lose to the Denver Broncos. I'm freaking noticed right now. We got the Chiefs at home.
I thought we were going to lose to
you got San Francisco. I am talking. Stop interrupting.
I thought we were losing to San Francisco.
Okay, again, at time. Y'all could, don't you dare. At halftime, y'all couldn't score a freaking point. Offensive issues with that team that make the Eagles like a top. We got a pass in the chest into Mills' hands for a touchdown. I watched the whole game. I saw the Eagles. Y'all wasn't impressive. The 49ers was tagging. Jim, did we not see this tag? And what was that? Number 2, the Atlanta Falcons. That's a hard game. To play in Atlanta, Sunday Night Football, yeah, it's hard. In Atlanta. I wouldn't go to their clubs or anything like that, no disrespect, but they party out there in Atlanta. We got to November 19 against the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to tell you that right now. I can see where the Cowboys can win that game and have a split. I know you're looking down on the schedule right now, Fogman. You're nervous. You're sweating on that freaking tie and shirt. At home, we're going to beat Rivers and put him back in that 2004 NFL draft. Then we got the Redskins all over again Thanksgiving. Cranberry sauce and turkey and meat and Thanksgiving. So delicious. We're going to tag that ass. Meadowlands. Jim, we love the Meadowlands. Then, Fogman, we're going to see you again. You think the Eagles just ran away with it? First of all, let me explain something to you. Line is the strength of the Dallas Cowboys. The strength. Do not talk, Fogman. The strength. I'm gonna give you a guy right now who's gonna shock the world and say, "Yo, y'all haven't seen me yet." Smith. I'm gonna tell you that right now. If you anybody who's a fantasy football player, you love fantasy, Rod Smith. Trust and believe. The guy was an up-and-comer from Seattle Seahawks. Ask Sean. What happened? Jerry Jones decided to sign him off their practice squad. Oh, trust and believe. We're not saying these guys are Ezekiel Elliott. We're not saying they're better than Ezekiel Elliott, but it's called a contributed effort. The Cowboys was y'all acting like if Ezekiel Elliott was winning our games. Like if Dak Prescott came, Fogman, wasn't you wrong when you said Dak Prescott was going to have a sophomore slump? Hey, where's the slump at, Fogman? Fogman, where is the slump?
You're right. No, he's playing.
Do not talk. Do not interrupt me, Fogman.
You asked the question, David.
Do not interrupt me, Fogman.
I'm answering it. You asked the question. Don't try to get Cowboy slick with me. I'll make you slip on that oil you spitting right now.
You know what? I'll make you oil as that stadium.
I'm not the one that's sitting
right now. Y'all thinking you're gonna run with the division over a dumb trade?
3 and 4? We're running away with the division without the trade.
3-4. Are we 3-4? See, this is where you're wrong again. We are 4-3. We are 2 games behind y'all. 1 game slip up. We're 1 game behind y'all. Fogman, I'm gonna tell you right now, Fogman. We are the nightmares in your dreams. Nightmares. We are the shit stain in your drawers that y'all hate to have.
No, you're not.
Man.
No, the Giants would do that. Not the
Defense
Cowboys.
sucks. That's why you're not. Defense sucks.
Wants to be the shit stains in anybody draws.
No, I'm sorry. 2NW, nobody wants to be staying in my drawers. If you are staying, God bless you. But we are trouble for y'all, Fog Man. One game. You're only 2 games behind y'all. Not 3, not 4, not 5. 2 games. And you're telling me with that offensive line, with this Peters out, that you're too comfortable right now, man. Even the Cowboys wasn't as comfortable last year with the Giants behind them. Hey, Fogman, we're not the Giants. We're not the Giants. We wasn't ranked 31st on offense at all last year. We ranked higher than that. I'm gonna tell you this right now, Fogman. Fogman, we're coming. Fogman, we are coming. You wouldn't even believe the Eagles where they would right now. The Eagles where they at right now because of a soft schedule. They ain't beat nobody special. We got beat.
No, but they've won the games that they've needed to win convincingly. They've handled their business.
We scored 40 points on the 49ers. We scored 40 points from start to finish. Points off on the second half off of mistakes. You're telling me that
that's called any given Sunday. That's called the game. That's the way it goes, right?
No doubt.
That's your excuse when your team blows it in the playoffs, right? You're one and done Cowboys for the last decade and a half.
Fogman, no doubt. Here's the difference, Fogman. Even your own left tackle, even your own right tackle, Lane Johnson came out and said, and I quote, even though we won 23-point lead, we are not happy the way the offense. Did any of us play that game?
Think about that. They're not happy. Think about that because you bored everybody entirely too much with your little soliloquy.
Bored? I'm giving you truth, Fog, man.
The fact of the matter is, I'm not even here bragging about Philly. I'm not even bragging about Philly, and Philly is so much on your mind, and what I might say so much on your mind that you're trying to get ahead of it now. Like you really Donald Trump in the Fury right now. This is really funny.
See, what's funny is, Fog, man. You already acting like y'all won the division already.
I'm not acting like anything.
It's done. It's done.
Well, because I'm sick of hearing your mouth. So yeah, we got it. It's over. It's done.
You first of all,
we're gonna take the Bulls and the Spurs off the Cowboys and shit kick them all over when we play them.
Bob, I'm turning out. Ready for this? I'm gonna get everybody the record right before we end the show. The record right now.
Actually
we're gonna go without Zeke. The record right now. We're gonna go without Zeke. I'm gonna tell you right now. It's no worse than 4-2. And I'm gonna tell you right now. When it comes time when the Cowboys play the Eagles, or when we come back on Fury. I'm telling you right now, Fogman, I don't want to hear no.
Show up that day after you guys lose?
Excuse me?
You're going to show up that day after you lose?
Show up. I'm always going to show up. See, the problem is, here's the thing, Fogman, I already know what's going to happen to y'all.
Is there sick days that the Fury has? Does he have sick days that he could use? He might want to use
sick days. Listen, you know what, Fogman? I'm telling you, Fogman. I'm telling you. You know what?
We're gonna have to look over your accruals, Tim.
I gotta look at the day we play. Hold on.
Hey, Josh, Dula, you think anybody would pay for pay-per-view fight for Fogman and
Oh God, yeah! If it's on the internet and you have to pay for it,
absolutely,
there'll be some buyers.
Hey, listen, I'd pay a whole 50 cents for that. Yeah, I would.
No, I'm sick and tired, y'all. Oh, now Zeke. Anybody going behind the offensive line, he's not special. Any running back can do it. You forget Alfred Morris had 1,000 yards. You forget McFadden had 1,000 yards with his offensive line.
Tim, that was last year, though. This isn't the same offensive line as the Cowboys last year.
And not for nothing, Tim, I'm on the record. I'm on the record last year saying that Zeke is the more important player on that team than Dak Prescott. Let's not forget that.
Again, you was wrong with that. You was wrong with that. You was wrong with that.
Why wasn't Dez traded at this week 8 deadline? Should have traded him.
Why? I'm gonna tell you why you was wrong with that, Fogman. You know why you was wrong with that, Fogman? Because you the hater. You was jealous. You was jealous that we had Dak Prescott, who was better than Carson Wentz. So you made an excuse to say why Dak was good because of Elliott. You gave no props to Dak. You came out of fury. Now you want to say go to the record, not say Dak was going to have a slump this year.
I did. I absolutely did.
I can't hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, you can hear me just fine.
Are you saying yes?
You can hear me just fine. You heard it right. Everyone else heard it right.
So I'm saying. So I'm thinking you saying yes. So where's the slump at? Hold on.
We'll find out in the next 6 games.
Hey, listen, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
The sun shines on a dog's ass at least once in his life, so maybe Dak is going to be the anomaly for the sophomore.
Hold on, Shim. Hold on, Shim. Hold on. Wait a minute, Shim. Shim, may I ask you a question, Shim?
What's up?
May I ask you a question, Shim?
Yeah, all right. Of course.
Okay. So let me ask this. So that means now the games that we lost, then Zeke did it. So right now, we up to week 9. Week 9 we are, right? Week 9. So we got to wait 6 more weeks now with Dak. Dak was throwing 3 touchdowns a game, 3 TDs a game, even without Zeke. Right or wrong, Shim? He's actually about 3 a game. So where's the slump at? We lost, then Zeke didn't get 100 yards. Dak was still keeping the game alive, right? I could have sworn the defense gave up the game. Did Dak throw any costly interception at the end of the game that was his fault?
Dak is averaging 220 yards a game with about 2 touchdowns and an intel. Is that anything stellar? No, it's like Tyrod Taylor numbers.
How many picks, Shim?
Tyrod Taylor numbers.
Let's be respectful to.
Yeah, and
let's be respectful.
Weren't you just on board with us about T-Mobile earlier, Tim?
What was Shim? How many interceptions he thrown this year?
Who?
Dak Prescott.
Total, he has a 4, I believe.
4. How many touchdowns?
9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14.
14. I thought it was 17.
Well, if you count rushing, yeah. Are we talking about a quarterback or a running back, Tim?
Oh, quarterback.
Quarterback, right? Yeah, so passing touchdowns is what matters, right?
You got 14. 14 touchdowns, 4 picks. 4 picks. 14 touchdowns. Let me see.
Tim, can you look up the average of his throws? How often does he go downfield? What's his average of throwing 10+ yards? How many times does he throw 20+ yards a game?
Well, here's the thing, Shim.
I could go to RG3's rookie season and show you his fantastic numbers.
If you want
to know how often RG3 threw over 10 yards in his rookie season, it wasn't very often.
Wait a second. I could have sworn if you want to go off of numbers
I think RG3 led the league in his rookie season for yards per attempt, like 8 yards per attempt.
But that's the discretion of a quarterback throwing.
And he didn't have a Dez Bryant.
I mean, wait, hold on, hold up a second now. How many fumbles does your boy have? 7.
I don't know. I haven't looked at the numbers.
No, I'm gonna tell you right now. He has 7. Kirk Cousins has 7. Eli has 5, and Dak has 1.
A great O-line. Good job. Good protection.
How about mess up, nerviness, caca on the hands? See, here's the thing, Fog man. Y'all haven't played anybody yet. Crazy or for a damn trade. I'll tell you the Giants. I fear the Giants.
You keep saying, making this narrative.
Okay, let's try to wrap it up because we could go on for another whole hour, and I got to do something right after this. So, is there any last words about Zeke?
Like I said, he should. Like I said, he should have took his 6 games and not prolonged this. That's what should have happened.
You cannot tell him, Della. You cannot tell a man who's facing innocent to say take the 6 games where he loses all his guaranteed money by NFL rule, not by a
That's like
Come on, everyone saw the proof. The proof was on Twitter before it was. Come on,
Tim.
Ain't no,
They'll lose it anyway. Are you kidding me?
How about this? Regardless,
Does it make a difference whether he loses it now or a
the
year?
man is in. I'm sorry.
and I said this before with the summer, regardless if the NFL overreacted or not, he treated like it was a joke from the beginning. If he took it serious, they probably wouldn't have so much to work with.
Sean, what did he do wrong, Sean?
He never took it serious. He was joking
What
around.
did he do? Sean, what did he do?
Not taking-
Tim, you
So
walked
we're gonna
away.
have to wrap up
you
the show.
walked
I
away,
think
Tim.
Fury After Hours is going to be pretty
Yeah.
lit, though.
You walked away,
No,
Tim, when I
no,
was having
what did
this
he do?
discussion. It is
Wrong.
not a matter of the court of law in society. It is the court of law of Godel. Okay? And that's the difference. I'm
Oh, wait a minute. Wait. I'm glad you said that. No, I'm glad you said that.
All right, this is post Fury. Save this for post Fury. We got to wrap up, fellas. It's way too late.
No, the whole world got to know this. The whole world got to know about this. Jarvis Landry got put by the NFL in this video.
Next week,
Meet
we
him.
can talk about that next week. We can talk about Godell.
Next week.
Yes.
Next week, the Cowboys are beating the Chiefs. I'm telling you right now.
All right, you heard it here first. Thanks for joining us. Thanks, Hobbs from 2 Minute Group. That's with his question. No, we was a little late. We was on Wednesday today because the Halloween was yesterday. So we should be back again next week, Tuesday. Same time, same place. And we out.
Cowboy.
A-N-A for